Welcome to Gab Sessions with Stephanie Marie, aka Gabbie. This is a space where we talk business, growth, and the messy middle of entrepreneurship, with a little real life mixed in. Every week, I'll bring you clarity, confidence, and momentum to help you create your version of success. Grab your coffee and let's dive in. Posting every day but still invisible? Or maybe you've launched an offer and heard crickets. The truth is, you've probably misunderstood the advice you're following. Let's fix that today. Hey there, welcome back to Gab Sessions. I'm Stephanie Marie, aka Gabbie, your strategist, accountability partner, and fellow entrepreneur navigating the messy middle of business growth. Today we're talking about visibility, and more specifically, the trap so many of us fall into. You've probably heard big voices in business say things like, post more content, or if people aren't buying, your offer sucks. And while there's truth in those statements, the problem is how they get interpreted. When we take that advice at face value and jump into action without really understanding the intention behind it, we end up spinning our wheels. And I don't want that for you. So today, we're going to break it down, what these messages really mean, where most people get it wrong, and how you can apply them in a way that builds momentum without burning yourself out. The visibility misinterpretation. Let's start with this. Post more content. When I first heard that advice years ago, my gut reaction was, are you kidding me? I barely have time for the 3 posts I'm managing now. You want me to create 20? And I know I'm not alone in that reaction. A lot of entrepreneurs hear that and immediately go into overdrive, thinking they need to flood their feed with anything and everything. What happens? You post a lot, you burn out fast, and you don't see results. Here's the truth. That advice was never meant to be about more for the sake of more. It's about creating more surface area for opportunity, more ways for people to find you, connect with you, and say, oh, I needed that. The real action here is document and repurpose. Instead of creating from scratch 20 times a week, create one strong piece of content, a podcast like this, a long-form video, even a live training, and then slice it down. That one thing becomes 5 reels, 3 posts, a newsletter, and a story series. One idea fills a week's worth of touch points. That's how you expand visibility without expanding your stress. The offer misinterpretation. Now let's shift gears to the other phase that makes people squirm. Your offer sucks. I've seen so many entrepreneurs hear that and immediately toss out their whole business model. They're convinced they need to start from scratch. New program, new price, new everything. But that's not what's being said. The real message is this. If your offer isn't selling, it's usually not that your product or service has no value. It's that the way you're presenting it doesn't connect. It's a messaging problem, not necessarily a value problem. And this is where my favorite framework comes in. Hook, story, offer. You don't need to reinvent your offer. You need to retell the story around it until it lands. For example, I had a client who came to me saying, Stephanie, no one's buying my course. Maybe I should scrap it and do something else. When we walked through her messaging, it wasn't the course that was the issue. It was how she was talking about the transformation. She was focusing on the features, not the results. Once we'd flipped the script and clarified the promise, people started signing up without her changing a single piece of content inside the course. That's the power of refining your offer communication instead of reinventing it every time. Bringing it all together. So here's the integration. Visibility creates opportunity, and clarity in your offer makes those opportunities convert. If you're posting daily but your offer isn't clear, you're invisible. If your offer is strong but nobody ever sees it, you're invisible. You need both. Visibility with clarity. And it doesn't happen by doing the surface level version of advice. It happens when you implement the intention behind it. Here's your challenge for this week. Take one piece of content you've already created and repurpose it 3 different ways. Post it on different platforms, slice it into shorter clips, or reframe it for a new audience. Take your current offer and run it through hook, story, offer. Write it down. How are you grabbing attention? What's the story that connects? And is the offer clear and irresistible? That's it. 2 simple steps to shift you out of the visibility trap and into real growth. I help my clients work through this all the time because it's one of the biggest places entrepreneurs get stuck. And if you're sitting there thinking, that's me, I want you to know you're not broken. Your business isn't broken. You just need clarity and the right system. So take this, apply it, and keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, I'm here to help you create your version of success. I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for listening to Gab Sessions with Stephanie Marie. If today's episode gave you clarity, confidence, or momentum, hit subscribe and share it with a friend who needs it too. Want to go deeper? You can join me inside Business Growth Society or email me at stephaniemarie@Gabbie&Company to see how we can work together. Remember, stop overthinking, start building, and create your version of success. I'll see you next time.